This just in. If you have spent the last 3 years in a row in a state of low-grade existential dread because every tech bro on the internet insists that algorithms are going to permanently replace human interaction, I have some deeply comforting news for you. The robots are losing. According to a highly satisfying report by Mary Cunningham at CBS News, Starbucks, the undisputed king of hyper-efficient corporate caffeine distribution, just slammed the brakes on a massive multi-million-dollar automation rollout. They are actively ditching their shiny new technology to do something completely radical. Hire thousands of actual breathing human beings. It turns out when your entire business model relies on people feeling a connection to your brand, replacing your staff with a cold, unfeeling algorithm is a spectacular way to hemorrhage money. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I spend my life begging businesses to stop acting like sociopathic chatbots and start acting like empathetic human guides. We are currently drowning in a digital landscape filled with fake, automated AI slop, and Starbucks just publicly proved that efficiency does not equal loyalty. Let's rip apart exactly why this corporate tech pivot failed so spectacularly and why aggressively leaning into your humanity is the ultimate strategic weapon for your brand. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. And I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of efforts that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. I believe your absolute greatest competitive advantage is simply sounding undeniably human. And your greatest currency is basic trust. Because, let's be honest, if your business sounds like it is run by an automated predictive text machine, your customers will leave you for someone who actually cares. You must establish secure, undeniable human authority. So download my 5-minute marketing fix to craft a powerful StoryBrand one-liner that proves you are a living, breathing human being who actually understands their problems. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, why is the biggest coffee chain on earth firing its robots? If you have been sweating through your shirts because LinkedIn influencers keep insisting that AI is going to replace your entire workforce by next Tuesday, you are going to absolutely love the catastrophic reality check happening in Seattle right now. A few years ago, Starbucks decided the best way to deal with the daily flood of complicated mobile orders was to introduce the Siren system, a highly technical series of automated equipment designed to streamline food and drink prep. First of all, naming your automated corporate machine after a mythological creature famous for luring sailors into a watery, violent death is certainly a choice. But more importantly, the rollout was a desperate attempt to use technology to fix a brand that was rapidly losing its luster. The theory was simple. If we make the coffee faster using the tech, people will love us more. But less than a year after unveiling the advanced Siren craft system, they are pulling the plug on a nationwide rollout. CEO Brian Nicole looked at the stalling sales figures and abruptly realized that treating your customers like units on a highly automated assembly line doesn't actually make them want to stay. The machine couldn't smile, couldn't ask about your day, and it certainly couldn't misspell your name on a cup with an endearing human incompetence. Which leads us to the question, what happens when you try to automate empathy? Well, when a massive corporation gets terrified by a sudden dip in quarterly profits, their immediate panicked reflex is almost always to fire the expensive humans and replace them with a cheaper, faster piece of technology. Starbucks saw their revenues fall short of Wall Street forecasts, with US same-store sales dipping 2% last year. The innovation of the siren system was supposed to be the magic bullet. But here is the brutal, undeniable truth that Nicole confessed on his latest earnings call. To quote, "What we're discovering is that the equipment doesn't solve the customer experience that we need to provide." Let that sink in. The equipment didn't solve the problem. Efficiency did not equal loyalty. Starbucks realized that the only way to get people walking through the door and entice them to actually stay was to invest in small personal touches. They are actively returning to the green apron service model, which literally just means hiring human baristas, paying them an average of $30 an hour with benefits, and letting them interact with the customers. They found out the hard way that when you strip the humanity out of a transaction, you strip away the exact reason people chose your brand in the first place. So how do you capitalize on the death of the algorithm? Because if the company that practically invented the modern, hyper-efficient corporate supply chain is loudly declaring that machines cannot fix a broken customer experience, you need to take a long, hard look at your own brand. Your competitors are currently making the exact same mistake Starbucks almost made. They are obsessively trying to automate everything. They are using AI to write their emails, chatbots to handle their customer service, and algorithms to generate their social media. They are willingly turning their brands into a sea of aggressively average robotic slop. This is your massive strategic opening. You do not need to out-automate them. You just need to out-human them. You need to prove to your customers that there is a brilliant, empathetic brain sitting behind your logo. You cannot afford to let an algorithm dictate your brand's value. While everyone else is racing to the bottom of Uncanny Valley, you need a structural foundation to clearly communicate your unique human empathy. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. It acts as a rapid diagnostic tool to help you use your actual highly evolved human brain to craft a crystal clear StoryBrand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, repeatable system to earn authentic trust, proving to your customers that you aren't just another automated tech system, but a genuine guide with a plan. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is your worst experience dealing with a company that aggressively refused to let you speak to a human being? I'll go first. I once spent 45 minutes asking a relentlessly cheerful AI voice bot to let me talk to a human before canceling my service out of pure, unadulterated spite. Okay, your turn. What is your worst horror story? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video, you might like this one too. It's about why 44% of Gen Z is sabotaging your AI strategy. And this is one that YouTube thinks you might like. So check it out and see if they're right. That's it from me. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.